Have you ever felt like you're living the same day over and over again, and deep down you want to change, but you're way too afraid to take the first step? That was me 4 years ago. I had no goals, no motivation. I would walk home from school, shut my door, and play video games for hours. No change, no growth, but just numb comfort. For me, that fear came from being shy. And when I mean shy, I don't just mean a little shy. I mean the kind of shy where even talking to someone new felt impossible. Even just walking past someone made me feel anxious. I would always keep my head down and avoid eye contact completely. Then one day, I was scrolling on TikTok. I started seeing videos on self-help, motivation, and habits. I didn't know what they meant at first, so I just swiped right past. But eventually, one quote made me stop. Growth begins the moment you do something uncomfortable. I didn't know what it meant at first, but later in the night, I realized that I was doing the same exact thing over and over again and expecting to feel something different. That didn't make sense to me. Luckily, a few weeks later, while I was walking back from summer school, I passed a bookstore. I remember that quote. Growth begins the moment you do something uncomfortable. My heart was racing, but I walked in anyway. I bought my first self-help book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. Yeah, that title got me. That book didn't just change everything, but it opened a door. I started taking small, uncomfortable actions like journaling every single night, asking myself tough questions like, who would you become if you knew there was no one judging or watching you? I started with calisthenics. My first goal was one muscle up. It took me months until I actually did it, and that moment, I felt unstoppable. I joined the school track and field team, and even though I was slow, and I'm still a little bit slow, I showed up anyway. I even got into day trading. At first, I thought this was going to be some boring and nerdy thing, but a few months later, I was so hooked. I made mistakes, I lost a lot of money, but those mistakes helped me grow over time. But the biggest shift, I stopped being shy. One girl I barely knew at school started saying hi to me every now and then. That actually inspired me, so I did the same. I challenged myself to say good morning to every single person I walked past on my way to school. That sounds simple, right? But for me, that felt terrifying. My voice shook, my heart pounded, some people said something back, and some didn't. But I kept going anyway. And slowly, I realized I stopped just being the shy kid anymore. I became someone who was growing, someone who was changing, and now I'm standing here talking to all of you, something the old me would have never believed. So here's what I've learned. Change doesn't come from one book or one quote. It comes from repeatedly doing the uncomfortable action. You don't need confidence to start, because confidence is built through action. And failure, it is not something to avoid. It is how you grow. And life, it doesn't change unless you do. So I'm not telling you to change everything about your life. I'm just saying to do that one uncomfortable action. Whether it is talking to someone new, buying your first self-help book, or even doing that one thing you have always been curious about. Because growth begins the moment you do something uncomfortable. So I'll end with this question. What is your first uncomfortable action going to be? It's up to you. Thank you.